Sorry, phone got locked.
Okay, no problem.
Is it visible?
No, not yet, sister.
Is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible now. Thank you. So, Daji's talk on conscious living. Namaste, dear brothers, sisters, and brothers. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, yes, you are audible. Yes.
There is something very profound I came across during my studies on the life of Lalaji Maharaj. He expressed the wish via an intercommunication with dear Babuji Maharaj to make his lifestyle known to the world. What sort of life did he lead? Especially important was his speciality of communication, the part of life associated with how he addressed others, how he spoke, and how he conversed. He specifically told Babuji in one of the messages, "Please make sure that you do this." I stumbled upon that particular message and a few others, and I have combined them in one article which I would like to read out. This occasion is
गोलू की
also apt,
10:30 से वो
being
है
Pujya Lalaji
समर कैंप है
Maharaj's birth
मीट
anniversary. If we
जाना
all return back to our homes with just this single understanding and make it a part of our existence, I think we will hit the jackpot by adopting such a lifestyle. If we really
पहले
adopt
बैठने
this
का
method of conversation in our day-to-day life, everything that
और
needs
खाना
to
है
be attained
पानी पीना है
can be attained by this simple act. Revered Lalaji.
हाँ
The
और
style of speech
बोलो
should
पापा
be
को
like
पापा
mine,
देंगे
that is, devoid of rise and fall in pitch. On the contrary, it should be like the divine current, flowing evenly since the beginning of creation. I had copied
ओ मैंने
just
यहाँ
that.
कर दिया
Innumerable are its benefits beyond the possibility of narration. This is the philosophy that when the flow of conversation proceeds in confirmation with reality, there develops a state of harmony between the two. Through that harmony, the divine way starts developing automatically.
मुझको ये
The
टमाटो सॉस नहीं चाहिए
results
सिर्फ ब्रेड
in
बटर चाहिए
effectiveness, whatever is spoken, goes on touching the
गोलू नहीं
hearts of
खाता
persons. In other words, a
खाता
sort of
गोलू
relationship with the current of reality gets established.
ये क्या है
When
ये
a relationship is created, effectiveness has to be there. If someone copies it, only those words will be flowing out during conversations which are intended and are right.
रहने दो
This thing will be mentioned in my biography also. Now he shows the technique how to do it. The technique for achieving this consists, first of all, in attempting to remove the rise and fall in the voice while talking, which is also called sharpness. This flow of speech will go on acquiring harmony with the current of reality to the extent that such a reduction is achieved progressively. By sharpness, I do not imply only anger, which is very gross. It should not be allowed
3 or 4
admittance at all in this context. What I mean is
start 3
that
or
the
pet
flow of speech should not carry any kind of weight on it. An illustration of this is a current
हाँ वो
of
देगा
still air. This is very difficult to achieve, but everything is possible through sustained effort and courage if Master's grace is there. The balanced condition of mind
बात
is
करना
an
टेलर से
expression
अब
of the
आएगा क्या
right
आएगा
attitude of man in all his activities under varied circumstances. In a broad sense, it is a reflection of his character. It has a deep impact and a favorable influence on people who are associated with him. It reveals itself in conversation, serious and long, or light and short, which is devoid of excitement or emotional outburst, devoid of rapid, short-tempered, and moody reactions, but is prompt, methodical, and civil expression of one's own self. It is soft, cultured, and smooth, like the harmonious descent of the divine grace. The pure heart, in communion with the base or the source, pours itself forth naturally with nobility, magnanimity, and love. It leaves an impression immediately, and it progressively makes deep inroads into and establishes itself in the minds of all. The voice may be modulated to avoid a high pitch or any variation of the tone, because that goes with anger, and anger is poison to spirituality. If a nasty and short temper is avoided, if the evil of anger is overcome, there is scope for the attainment of the balanced condition of mind. This frailty of man leads to loss of self-respect and individuality and results in unhappiness. It restrains the flow of divine grace. The greater the control over this attitude, the freer and more bounteous is the celestial gift. It is a pity that this important and essential principle of the use of the tongue in the inevitable and constant activity of man is not only overlooked but also neglected. It is unfortunate if the divine Guru is held responsible for this lapse in man. It is no doubt very difficult to control the mind. He whose tongue is polite, civilized, and cultured has a large, pure, and a noble heart, and thus has a wide sway over the minds of others, but equivocation is not to be encouraged. A civil tongue is a prerequisite to achieve the goal of human life. A cultured tongue rules the kingdom of the heart, and a polished tongue in discourse or conversation influences humanity and reigns supreme. Anger is a poison to spirituality. Unless one is free from this plague, moderation can never be obtained. Its effect is that the system becomes heavy and tension is produced, and this does not allow the free and subtle current to enter. There will be continuous pressure on thought. To free oneself from anger, one should think himself to be polite and humble. Nay, he should try to make himself such that the same color enters each and every part of the body. Cool and calm disposition alone is required for spirituality. The heart is so tender that it begins to droop even by the slightest circulation of the wind. The next part is especially for those people who think they have made it, who think themselves to be so great, who think that they are something. Whoever rises to some height, he has lowness within his sight to some extent. This is the secret of nature. If a person, glued to his master, makes high advancement and feels low, is this not a state? The cause of this I have just stated. The passion should be that whatever is there is thine. And when it is thus, there is an occasion for regret. When somebody gets satiated with something, he does not derive pleasure from it in the same degree as earlier. By and by, he comes to treat it as something ordinary. Just this is to be achieved and known as the state of regret or fallen condition. Apart from that, lying low is better than a perch up. I repeat, apart from that, lying low is better than a perch up. Herein lies devotion, and therein lies the idea of perfection. What more than this is there for me to tell? I'll repeat this line. Herein lies devotion, and therein lies the idea of perfection. What more than this is there for me to tell? I have already given the definition of courage, which is there in my notes jotted previously. When one has lost the sense of one's significance and is devoid of one's ego consciousness in any form, direct or indirect, then whatever one does, it happens to be just what one ought to be doing. Next page, sister. This condition, if bestowed by God, is the best of all conditions. Everybody ought to try to arrive at it. The technique of developing softness is to create extreme humility in temperament so that it is filled up with such a sentiment of love as to have no inclination whatsoever to cause any hurt to anybody's heart. And the words are also such as not to hurt anybody's heart in the least. So that is from the intercommunication of Pujya Lalaji Maharaj to Babuji. They were the whispers of those days, and they are still very applicable to all of us here. When we ponder over this, we realize that most of the mistakes we commit during our conscious activities arise out of our conversations. Most of our mistakes largely depend on what we should not have uttered and the way we speak. Even the way we don't speak at times conveys a lot. Something parallel to this, which also applies to our lifestyle here and now, is given to us by Babuji Maharaj in the Whisper dated Thursday, July 22, 1999, 8 a.m., where he says, if we observe you, and he means all of us, if we observe you and highlight what must be corrected in your behavior, we don't mean to play the bogeyman. A master cares about his aspirants. He wants the best for them. If we do not do so for you, who will? Would you accept it of your family, of your friends? We are not judgmental. There lies the difference. We want to see you all growing, divested from your dregs. Our objective is very different. To alleviate your burden, to purify you and refine you in all your perceptions, including the ability to feel us by your side. All this constitutes one of the aspects of spiritual work. We want to make you stronger in the face of tests, more detached from superfluity. This superfluity that can only weigh down your process. We suggest to you positive and constructive attitudes to mold your personality. A spiritual process requires efforts on all the levels. I repeat, a spiritual process requires efforts on all the levels. Following a method, even if it is effective, entails a transformation of your character. It is a desirable whole and utmost commitment if you want to achieve the best results. It is a personal choice. We cannot do it for you. Babuji. Many a time our preceptors and senior abhyasis talk in a way they should not, because they think and speak as if they are on the express highway to God and leave the rest to the master. You may be sitting on the highway as you are not going anywhere else, but you have got to keep moving. And this happens only when you practice. It must be a practice of such an order that you become cognizant of everything that goes through you, the transmission and the sanskars as well, as they were yours before they went out. At least feel the difference when they are gone. When transmission is received, become alert and acknowledge, yes, something has started inside me. When a preceptor starts working on you, trying to do something for your spiritual growth, become alert, conscious, and adjust yourself to the process. How are you going to do this? Is it enough to take 3 stretchings and start meditation? Next page, sister. Even sitting regularly is not enough to my mind. You will have to do much more than that. What more can you do? People say, oh, I have been meditating regularly and I complete my meditation before sunrise. As soon as I come home, I do my cleaning. I never miss it. Before I go to bed, I submit myself to the Master and pray. And yet, I'm not able to feel the difference. Then take it for granted that something is wrong somewhere. Without exception, if someone says they have done everything, but they still don't feel, they have not done all that has to be done. I have asked Abhyasis, how do you meditate? Some have described such things that I couldn't believe my ears. It is like they have started a new Sahaj Marg. When asked, how do you do the cleaning? One person described sitting under a shower with water pouring over their head and all the complexities and impurities going out. I said, wow, this is a new invention. So all the suggestions, the process, the attitudes must be rightly placed. When you know and use the correct methods, the next thing that needs to be implemented is timing. Not duration, but timing. Fix your timings. Train yourself to sit at the same time every single day, even if it is only for 10 minutes, and then increase the duration. Babuji says, and our master also says, that it is the vacuum that moves the grace. And what creates the vacuum in an Abhyasi's heart? The vacuum is created by a desperate call. Are you that desperate? You may not even have to use the prayer in order to invoke that vacuum inside. Babuji Maharaj says that even if you have to shed 2 tears, please do so before going to bed when you invoke his higher presence. It should not be a mental or mechanical thing. Oh Master, thou art the real goal of human life. A lot of children say this prayer mechanically and they repeat it ad nauseum. It's okay to begin like that, but we must not continue like that. We have had so many beginnings. Perhaps we were doing some other practices before, and now we are practicing Sahaj Marg. Don't make it another ritual. Don't make it another task to be completed. It must be packed with passion, packed with fervor, and packed with a lot of love. Master told me just a few days back that practice in itself does almost nothing for our growth in Sahaj Marg. Now, when I speak like this, you might think I'm contradicting my previous statement. No. Practice done with the heart and mechanical practice are 2 different things. Even practice done with the heart at times frustrates us. We start questioning, where is the master? Often, master receives letter from Abhyasi saying things like, why am I suffering so much, master? My health is like this. My family life is like this. My job situation is like this. All kinds of situations are put forward, except the main reason we have accepted the master: spiritual growth, spiritual evolution, total transformation. Instead, we beg for something else and waste our time and his time as well. What sort of reply do you expect from the master? I pray for you. Of course, something happens when he prays, but if we had taken the same stand on our own and prayed to him with closed eyes, we would have saved him a lot of trouble and we would have found our own solutions. Each time there is a problem and we go to the master, what happens? He is merciful. He is benevolent. He is... Next page, sister. He is merciful. He is benevolent. He is compassionate. He will do something. But to go to him for every little problem is childish. We are wasting our lives that way. Sahaj Marg is not about going to the master so that he can solve our problems. Sahaj Marg is all about taking the problems into our own hands and solving them ourselves. It teaches us that, it prepares our inner self, and it strengthens us in such a way that we become the masters of our own lives. That is why Master says again and again, we don't make disciples, we make masters, masters of our lives. How to run life smoothly and peacefully and go gracefully towards the goal. That is Sahajmar. How lightly this journey has to be taken up. When even the self is non existent, how can there be room for other beings, let alone for problems? If we remain focused on problems, we will gravitate more and more towards those problems. The only way we can transcend all these things is to keep a continuous watch on ourselves and keep continuously connecting ourselves with the source. Meditation creates that contact. If rightly done, if rightly done. Having established that contact, we need to maintain it during the daytime. And this is one of the methods. During your conversation, stay in touch with the source, with reality, and let it flow like the gentle flow of water. Speak nicely, speak tenderly, and speak lovingly. That itself will keep us in touch. I hope you will read Lalaji's Principles of Conversations many times, 100 times if possible. It is the most valuable thing that I have found, and it has changed my life. I pray that it does that to you also. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. It was very informative.
Very, very nice reading. Yes. I would like to share a few points from the reading.
Yes, brother. Yes, brother.
Uh, three points which really struck me from the reading is that, first of all, the meditation should be done with the right attitude. It should not be done mechanically. So, if the meditation is done with, what should I say, by putting our heart into it, or with the right attitude of not expecting anything, and with faith in the master, then it will be more effective. Uh, then, I have also experienced in my life prayer. In many situations, prayer helps. If you are stuck up somewhere or somewhere, just close your eyes and say the prayer. It helps definitely. And the third thing is, we should try to solve our problems ourselves. That is another thing. That meditation, the heart is an inner guide. So that is another thing which we should learn from, which will automatically come to us through meditation. This is what I feel. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Shamaji, have you found any significant point for you in this reading? You are mute.
Yes, sister. Yeah. Actually, brother has covered nicely all the 3 points. Uh, like, uh, but what struck to me, I was astonished to read that Master is mentioning that when we are angry, it is amount to loss of self-respect and individuality. So I was struck the sentence and was wondering why he's saying so. Why the getting angry is a loss of self-respect. And then I was recalling somewhere I read that for like self-respect is something like we should not do, that is not doing something on others which we don't like others to do on ourselves. So I thought connected
अपनी
that
अलमारी में
perhaps it
देखो
is
मैंने
like
आज घड़ी लगाया
when
है.
some other person talks to us with an angry mood or like high tone, we don't like that. we feel that it is I mean, our respect is less for that, something like that. We connect with our self-respect also that. So the person is minusculing us or anything like that. We can. So I think that was like a revealing sentence for me because I never thought in that way. Anger, we
Hmm.
always we know that anger, getting angry is not good and all, but not connected it with the self-respect. And all this, the last sentence is telling them that keep continuously watch over ourselves. So that is also, I mean, it's good because unless we ourselves we are like uh, careful of what we are doing, is okay, progress is okay or not, or what we are doing wrong. We are the best analyzer of ourselves. I mean, others' good comments gives a booster like that's a validation of our progress. We feel, but what we feel ourselves that is most important. That whether we are giving good marks to us or not. So that way,
Right.
yes, sister. Mhm.
Uh, l- this recently I myself found that whenever I'm in water, means when I'm swimming or when I'm taking shower, I feel myself meditative. And this point came. So that time I was thinking that there are five tattva are there, and one tattva is dominating in your body. And when you when you come in contact with that tattva, you feel good. So maybe water is, my dominating
Yes, yes, yes.
tattva, and immediately I feel, meditative, and I thought that I'll do meditation while shower, and this point came on the that reading. So maybe there is a different means. Some people like mountains, some people, some people like sun में बैठना, sunbathing बहुत पसंद होता है. तो सब we should explore that at what place we find meditative, and we should choose that place as a meditation point. तो आई थिंक बहुत इजीली, बहुत जल्दी मेडिटेशन वो लग जाएगा, एंड वी लव टू डू मेडिटेशन. Yes, Anuji, would you like to add anything?
Yes, there are actually each point, each sentence has something to convey this time. Uh, some are already covered, and few I also want to add here. Uh, One point, a spiritual process requires efforts on all the levels. That also struck me that everything, if we keep goal in our mind, we need to work on ourselves on every aspect of the life. So that this point, and one more important point that is regarding with the meditation, if we wish that meditation is deeper and more profound, Master has given one line: timing of the practice is important, not duration. That also struck me very well. Ki if particular time, if it is that, even somewhere I heard Daji Maharaj, he is saying if you are sitting at 5.5 in the morning, then sit 5.5, not 5:10 or 4:55. And it does magic to the meditation state to capture. So here this line was also mentioned, timing of the practice important, not duration. Mastery, even if you are sitting for a few minutes and slowly you increase the timing, that I felt quite effective for the meditation. And one thing Master said, how the grace will come. We are meditating since long, so we are regular, doing meditation in time, cleaning and everything, and still Master is saying, some says nothing is working. So as the brother said just now, that it is the attitude, as well as we must have the right suggestion. As Master said, some when he asked some abhyasis how they are doing their abhyas, they said something things which is not there in our Sahajmarg practice. And Babuji has also written many times in the Whispers that there is nothing to add or remove from the system what he has prescribed. It should be used as such. This is very important. So, what suggestion, though our attitude, intentions are all good, but if the suggestion is not in the line, again, it is not giving us that much profit as benefit as it must. So, the suggestions are also very important along with the attitude. And Master says when we sit in the meditation, there should be sort of craving we have to develop until and unless vacuum is created, no meditation is completed, because grace will only fall when there is this vacuum is created in the heart. And therefore Master also said vacuum is created by desperate call, and this vacuum is then filled by the grace. So it is not important that we are doing meditation daily. What we have to bring in the beginning, it is okay that we are bring first regularity, and slowly we have to come, put ourselves in such a manner that this call comes automatically when we said that now we must grow, we should expand and feel that expansion within. So this point is also mentioned in this conversation or this reading what we have just listened. And Master also said what Sahaj Marg is, what how we have to live our life. He said how to run life smoothly and peacefully and grow gracefully towards the goal. That is Sahaj Marg. You know how gracefully each day, each moment we can go with. And this is only possible when we are connected with it, what I feel. Right? So these are the some points along with the others, though I said, there's also I've included there. And this I also felt for me, for myself important. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuji. Malvika ji, anything you want to add? Anything significant, additional you want?
I think so beautifully everything has been conveyed. I feel everything is so important for me, for
Yeah,
everyone
true,
rather.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the crux, what I understood was the spiritual process requires efforts on all levels
Correct.
and a continuous swadhyay, or if we keep doing our own, introspecting, observing ourselves, and then trying to make an effort towards that, that is also very important, which stuck me. So conscious effort, and then that has to be in his remembrance. So that kind of speeds up the entire thing. We are in remembrance of him throughout, and all the while in the back of the mind, ha, ye cheez nahi hai, this is what I have to do. So yes, it is packed by his his grace, and definitely we will get the, that strength and the willpower and courage to go through. So that is what struck me. So passion, fervor, and love is the way to go forward. In addition to what all everybody has covered. That's what. Thank you.
Thank you. Malti ji, would you like to say anything?
No, sister, everything has been covered. There is no additional points I can add.
I was thinking
Correct, correct. Yes.
when Anuji was speaking, I was thinking that such session should happen in school time also. So everyone get, it will be a very good revision what has been read.
Yes, everything Anu sister has covered, all aspects of it. What she was talking about is fixing the time. If you have read Designing Destiny, Master says that is how automatism sets in. If you fix a time, when you sit there and meditate at that particular time, you just immediately slip into meditation. That automatism comes into the picture. Fixed place, fixed time, you fix a room, like I'm going to meditate here, fix a spot there, fix the time. You just slip into meditation after a period. That's what is the reason they stress on that time.
All right. What is the next question is what is the intention or objective of LPOC? What inner condition enables LPOC? What outer behavior reflects LPOC? So questions are same, but we are going deeper. and so answers will be different.
Can I go ahead?
Ji Sangeet ji.
To this question, what is the intention of LPOC is that I think that everything is to do with the condition. Whatever we are doing, whatever master says, it is everything is to do with the condition, a meditative state. So the intention and objective of LPOC is also the same, that our speech should not take us away from our spiritual growth. From our master says that we come to the master for spiritual growth, for spiritual elevation. So speech is a very, very big tool which helps us to reach our goal, because if you speak, Lalaji says that when you speak, you should be connected to the divine current of reality, and then automatically your speech will flow like that. So if you're connected, in a way, it's I don't know whether how well I'm able to explain it, but the aim is that we should remain connected to the divine current each and every moment of our life. And that includes when we are speaking, because what happens is when we are quiet and just sitting all by ourselves, we remain connected. But as soon as we start speaking, what happens is we lose that. We get into the moment of we get into the act of speaking, and that somehow that connection is lost. So master says that you have to remain connected 24/7. Even when you are speaking, you should be connected, so that you are all the time in a meditative state and your spiritual elevation is happening. That's what I thought. I don't know how well I've been able to actually put it into words.
In one word, the intention of LPOC is polite and civil tongue. In one word, according to me.
There is this line. The civil tongue is a prerequisite to achieve the goal of human life. Because what, as sister said just now, Sister Sangeet, that our goal, we are doing meditation for the goal, to reach our goal. So whatever Master is suggesting us to do, whether it is hope, whether it is HC, it all brings us to put things that we can move faster towards the goal. So that I
Yeah, it is a tool like AEIOU at the end of meditation is a tool given to us to retain that condition. So with that, we go into a meditative state, and with constant remembrance, we are recalling the condition. So what the crux of it is to put LPOC into practice is to remain connected, to be meditative. So once we are connected within our inner condition, the speech, everything, it's like both ways. Though we are outwardly practicing our speech to be polite and to speak nicely, but that and even our inner condition, both are needed to balance. Without this, you will not be able to speak nicely, though your intention may be there. But if your condition is like that, your attitude is something, you'll not be able to speak well to others. There will be up and down. So both are needed. It's like a balance. ये भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए to maintain that.
Suddenly, this image of lotus came in my mind. Since childhood, we are, listening that be like lotus, do not affected by your outside. It it is always in the mud, and but it does not get affected. So I don't know, but I feel that today I realize the real meaning of this
Sthit
quote.
Pragya.
Yeah. Anybody else want to share? Shamaji is mute.
Sorry. Yes, sister, I think all said. But what I feel like the moment we talk about the intention of LPOC, Basically, it's all about how we should converse, how should we should adopt that methods, everything it provides, the guidelines, broad guidelines about our the way we should converse. So, which is it's all about our speech, which is a outer behavior, but it reflects our inner condition as well. So, unless we connect the two, we cannot improve our conversation. So, same thing like Daji has put in the last paragraph his article, what just now we read today. So, once we are like connected all the time within our source or whatever, and then everything is possible.
Yes,
Our balanced state of mind will be maintained, and if we talk from that point, all our conversation will
25
automatically progressively follow whatever is mentioned that uh, unless we are like connected, we cannot
इतना ही है
talk to a person the way master wants us to talk, like evenly, without anger, without this and that. So for that, to achieve that, we have to always remain connected, and all these methods of that AEIOU
हाँ
and all
हाँ
the techniques are given, that how we can maintain all the 24 into 7. So I think all are connected. It's complete circle. Yes. Yes,
I
sister.
just one thing, it's a repetition kind of, but I think the overall intention of LPOC seems to be same, to create that balance which was there earlier at the time of creation. So I think each one of us making that effort in our own way will actually collectively work towards making a balance all around us and ultimately in the creation which was there at that time. Because if I remember reading about in the beginning, it says about our tone should be such a way as it was at the beginning of the creation. So I think the intention is the same. We work in our own little thing, and then that's how it creates a collective balance which was there earlier. That was just what came to my mind.
yesterday only I got a poster that Lalaji said love all, Babuji said love whom he loves all, like that, and last में दाजी का quote था love all and hurt none.
Mhm.
So that just suddenly touched me that हम मतलब उस अभी तक एलपीओसी पढ़ने के पहले तक मैं यही सोचती थी कि मैं उसको इसलिए डांट रही हूँ बिकॉज आई लव हिम आई डोंट वांट टू डू द मिस्टेक बट सो ओके संगीत जी
Chariji said, "Love all whom he loves."
whom he loves जी
Yeah, yeah. All the four statements of all four masters.
but means but hurt none we means I did not get it that loving behind loving all the main intention was to hurt none.
Yes, sister.
So
And Daji also recently said when there is a sitting is going on between preceptor and abhyasi, then he said both these quotes from Lal Babuji's love who loves all, and Chari Ji's love all whom he loves. So he said when preceptor is giving sitting, he has to connect, that preceptor has to connect with the master's heart, and that is love who loves all. And when you give the sitting to the Bhyasis, that is love all whom he loves. So both these quotes are united here, and this should be the approach when there is a sitting is going on between an Abhyasi and an preceptor. Recently, I read this. So because this comes here, so I shared.
Yes.
very nice.
Very nice, sister. Thank you.
Okay, so shall we move ahead? Next is, yeah, any other thoughts, introspect and journal and your observation, what aspect you plan to apply in daily life from next week. Malti ji, would you like to say?
Yes, this really stood out for me in this LPOC. One, continuous watch on ourselves and continuous connect with the source. I will just take this one. I feel it covers a lot. Just practicing this. One
Can
is
you
be
repeat?
continuous watch on ourselves and continuous connect with the source. So when I am vigilant, when I maintain a vigil on my heart, I will also be always connected with the source. So once we are connected with the source, we are guided. Even a simple thing, when I answer a call, I always think of the master. I do not want to say anything that is not required and say what is required and say it in the tone that he would like. So this really helps in practice. Even when I meet a person, I just give a thought. It is based on love and respect, and master is guiding. So this is my mantra for my calls and for meeting people. But this, I really like this statement: continuous watch on ourselves and continuous connect with the source. So we become aware of our condition, at every point. You just take a call. Initially, when we started a couple of years back, I used to give these suggestions, like our suggestions, heartfulness suggestions. Like we do a meditation early morning, but again remain connected at 9 a.m. Repeat it at 12, repeat at 3, repeat at 6. So, you're constantly, if it initially it puts into practice, then it becomes a habit. So, the simple things, if we incorporate in our daily practice, it helps a little. We become more alert what we are going through, and we always, sometimes it just wavers, in the sense, we, though it may be an intention, when we are dealing with so many things in our life, sometimes we get involved. So this kind of thing, we pull back and correct ourselves. It is very natural. We are not so evolved what master wants. So these are few steps, like continuous watch on ourselves. We are practicing that. We should never forget. It is okay, we make mistakes, but correct and come back, correct and come back, connect. And if you made a mistake, ask forgiveness. We are all learning. There is nothing wrong. It is way, he's high up, he's guiding us. So it is very natural. होता ही है, करते रहो.
This week I'll practice patience. This idea of no time is little, triggering me. I want everything to be done. So just I'll just think of it that how I can reduce this, how I can increase patience in me, and I'll try to work on this.
2 points for me, which I will practice this week, is keep connecting from inside repeatedly. Second is don't respond immediately, react later. Immediately कुछ जवाब देना ही नहीं है.
Brother, your wife may not like this. जवाब नहीं दिया, सुनते ही जा रहे हो.
There, there is it's different.
Yes, for me, first of all, I am really thankful for these meet, because now consciously we are doing each week something. Otherwise, if we are sitting just like after this Hope program, we are not doing, because we are meeting and we have to share. So this is helping a lot, what I feel. So first of all, I thank the whole group and master who has given this opportunity that we are working together and we share so nicely with each other. And I'm also write down whatever we are sharing. I'm getting some new point that I have to also apply this, because new ideas are coming from each and everyone every time. So this is really wonderful sessions that, and really now wait for, now we are this coming and we will share, getting something, feeling so good inside by sharing all this. So it's a very good effort and good sharing here. So thanks to everyone and also congratulations to all of us. So we are here. So I have taken for this time, just like now sister said, continuous introspection, because this sentence was I read that a spiritual process requires effort on all the levels. So continuous introspection is required very much. So I have to make myself uh, that I'm introspecting. This I have to remind again and again that I'm introspecting myself. And secondly, when I'm finding something that I need improvement, so conscious effort to improvement in that direction also. So these two things I'm taking: continuous introspection and the required improvement consciously. That's 2 points.
Malvika ji, Shama ji.
Yes, Malvika sister, you are telling? Hmm.
No, you go ahead, sister. I'll go after you.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, it's a. I like the what Anu sister said. No, we learn a lot from each other, and that's good. And what I things I'm taking is like one that same continuous watch over myself, like what we are doing. And somehow it started from last week itself automatically that I'm more conscious of what I'm doing and what even others are doing. Like, so what is the intention behind, what is the need behind, and also I'm more like aware about those things. So now this week I'll concentrate more on me that and remain connected. That's say both are like connected. Continuously watch whether I'm connected all the time or not. And the second thing is that avoid that anger in any way. See, this is a very bad thing, and somehow I justify that my intentions are good, like I love a person, like Rasita was telling now. So sometimes my tone like goes high when I talk to like our maids or something. Then I justify the नहीं मैं उनको बहुत मानती हूँ लेकिन मैं गुस्सा करती हूँ लेकिन बहुत मानती हूँ but I think it hurts them ना see they are not so now I'll avoid at least for those people who are like not family. See, family understand because always like balance we do and but not beyond family. Like I think I should avoid. Even in office, like junior people also, I think there are better ways to convey what we want to convey. Without anger, also we can convey the same thing. I think that will be more like encouraging for them and like better appreciate what I want to say. So that anger, like it creates reaction, like that's what I realize that. So even the intentions may be very high, I want to improve my junior. But if I say something in even if I'm not angry, but my like body language is like that. So then also it probably it may be hurting them. So that's what I do. At least these two things I'll try. Mm.
Yes, Malvika ji.
Yeah. Two things here. So I want to this time very consciously work on the nighttime prayer. I think that will also take care of a little moment of self introspection and how to and where to work on. So that will take care of this. And secondly, during the day, I also want to make a very conscious effort on paying attention to the needs of the people around, especially during our conversations. वो कहीं पे मेरा छूट रहा है consciously I am not I just got reminded when you were talking about that needs का thing तो मुझे अभी एकदम से strike किया कि earlier during the HC program I was very consciously putting an effort to
To
going into
see.
the needs and identifying अभी वो फिर
Right.
back seat ले गया so I need to go back to that so that I too am able to identify them taking conscious effort. Thank you.
Right. All right. That's it. Let me check if I have. No, it is in different. Okay. So, shall we conclude our meeting? Okay. Thank you
Yes,
so
sister.
much.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
See you
Bye.
all. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.